What's up, YouTube? Corey Thompson here with Roughneck to Real Estate, live, giving the Real Estate State of the Union this week, guys. If you are not subscribed, go subscribe, turn on the bell, turn on the notification so you always see when we go live. We go live every week, talk about the Real Estate State of the Union. Here with Jason Witherspoon on my right, y'all's left, ironically enough, and Braxton Harrison over here sitting on the right. How are y'all doing, guys?
Doing pretty good.
Let me roll my intro.
That's right. We got an intro.
Yeah, recording kid rides.
This live stream is brought to you by GBT Property Management. Over to you, Corey.
Just think about this old real estate market, Spoonie.
I know I got you 2 more properties to lease yesterday. It's a good day.
What?
2 more properties for GBT Property Management. I got them two new properties yesterday.
How?
Somebody called me, said, "Do you know somebody that does this?" I said, "I got the people.
Did
we
you?
have all the tools."
Did you get an email address?
Email address. I already hooked up with Paul. Like, this is a done deal, son.
So there's a management agreement signed?
That's what they're working on right now. They didn't have.
good.
They had an electrician that bailed on them. They had their dude doing their work bailed on them.
Who's they?
The same guy that came to your office the other day, Hoop.
Really?
There you go. That is good.
Yeah, it's a good relationship. So they had an electrician bill on them?
Whole bunch of stuff. And it's literally 2 blocks down from the one we're redoing by the stadium.
We can't say addresses.
I don't know.
'cause
I didn't know if you wanted to.
I don't know. I mean, we own it.
We
I
do already
assume.
own it.
It's on Calhoun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
It's
That's
really
good.
more for their information.
I mean, Spoon, you act like we have one rehab going on. It's down the street from the one we're redoing.
It is. It's close.
Okay. What's how's real estate treating you, Spoonie?
Could be better.
That's terrible.
I want to talk
you?
about this contest. I think that's the hot take. Like, that's how our real estate career is going right now.
I like it. Let's
We
talk
say,
about
you
it.
know, it's all being a little weird right now, but
Well, we're just not going to participate. We got to work harder, get it done.
more so just we're going to test the theory that sales survives in any economy.
Are you a salesperson, Spoonie?
That's arguable.
Have you been doing your Cardone you?
No.
Oh, well, we got him.
I'm on one of my repeats of Closer's Survival Guide right now.
I listened to it on the way up as well.
The whole thing?
No, we just go back to the closes. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. If you just go to the closes, you will get better. You will get better. If you listen to nothing else but Closer Survival Guide and just go to the closes, it takes what? How long is it? Probably an hour to listen to all the closes?
All the closes, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Well, I got an hour and a half drive after this today. I hit
I
it
mean,
on the way to Canton.
You can listen to it twice.
On the way back, I listened to it twice on the way back.
and then
That's
you'll know.
impressive.
You'll know.
I'll have 3 times in today, 3 reps in one day.
Hey, it's better to live rich than to die rich.
Listen, you can't take that shit with you.
That's not a close, Spoonie. It's not a close.
I was agreeing with you. It's better
Now-
to live rich than die rich.
Yeah, it's better to live rich than to die rich. Why don't you just do it anyway, Spoon?
It's better to live rich than die rich.
Braxton. He needs work. We need role play. So this competition that
Let's
we're
do it.
having, we broke off our properties. So we broke off all the different owner finance properties we have. I don't know that Spoon ever picked a property. Is he assigned to
Have
a
2.
property?
I think I've put him on Hamilton, Copperell,
Hamilton and Copper.
and then he's still technically on Frankston, but that's probably going to just take your name off.
Yeah, we don't.
2's a lot.
He's trying to owner finance Frankston where we're moving a house to.
No, I was trying to owner finance the one next door.
Okay, well, whatever's going on
2's
there.
a lot.
Yeah,
Just-
two's a lot. Okay.
Good amount.
So what we have right now is we have bandit signs with Spanish on them, okay? Advertising owner finance. And how many? We got Marlin, Copperell, Palestine, Winona,
Rising Star eventually.
Rising Star eventually, Clifton.
Yep.
So we're completely, we got a lot going on there. We got Chris Lowe, our favorite agent, working that system. We got Ashley working that system, but I think a lot's being missed. I think it's too overwhelming when you have all the different properties coming at you. Plus, has Chris ever even seen 90% of these properties?
No.
Have you seen them? You've seen all of them?
I think so. Yeah.
Between
I
the
think I've
two of
driven
us,
every
we've
one.
definitely seen all of them.
No, I think all the ones that are up right now. I haven't seen Leona. I haven't seen that one.
I've never seen Leona either. So, anyways, we divided all the properties up that were owner financing, assigned them to them. Now, I've already redirected the number that's on the sign is into a CRM. I've redirected that call flow.
Straight to you.
Hey, baby.
No fucking interruption.
Hey. I can't give you all my secrets. And the deal is...
We'll just look the call flow up later.
Just take it off. That's how you.
Are you gonna,
That's how you
to, like-
sabotage.
oh, now we're gonna make sabotage.
No, I don't think we can cock
equation?
block on this. There's no cock blocking in this. Like, that wouldn't
Yeah,
be
I'm about to say some of y'all got kids and wives and shit. And don't have as much free time as
I've
some
got
other
nothing
people.
to lose, dude.
I could be
I'm in there.
I can be chasing you around, pulling your bandit signs up, turning around backwards. if we're going sabotage, this can get ugly
So
quick.
my son's this weekend. He's like, Dad, you got a knife in this stick. It was my PVC stick where I used to cut down other people's bandit signs.
Used to. He's not out on them streets no more.
No, I'm not. You know what?
He got rich.
Chris Young would be disappointed in me because Chris Young always says the money's on the streets.
The money is on the streets, but Spoon's not on them streets.
No,
but
I'm
anyways,
back on the streets.
But so we're having a competition, and Spoon don't think it's fair. He's really upset about it. I don't get it because it's a very mild competition.
Do you want to know the truth? I just like messing with you. I don't really care. I told him this earlier. Like, I'm all in.
It's a very mild competition, isn't it?
It's not. I mean, you're gonna pay for food at some point that day, anyways. It's
It would
just
go on my credit card either way.
most likely also true.
Well, no. If now we're going Dutch.
No, I understand that. I'm saying it changes.
So here's how it's going to work. If in between now and next Monday's meeting we get a contract, I get a contract, then when we go to lunch we all go Dutch. But now that I have a contract, they have to buy my lunch, and I'm fat, so I might get dessert, appetizer. I might get a to-go plate for old Biggie Biggs. He's sitting at home. He's hungry. He might need
He
some
wants
chicken
meat
nuggets.
too. He's like Deke. He just wants meat.
He needs chicken nuggets for the road. So it's going to get ugly fast if you don't bring a contract. And
We might get ugly fat. Like if you're the only one that's got a contract for a month and you're just gorging yourself every Monday, eating cheesecakes and.
so which property you got?
I've got Palestine.
And that's going to be super easy. I've got the hard one.
Got
Winona-
fresh signs out.
Yeah, you got fresh signs out. You got 2 rounds of signs. I'm going to go do my own signs for Winona second round. Spoonie has...
Third round, technically, he hit that this weekend.
He hit Winona this weekend? Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Man. A little head start.
Yeah. And Spoonie, you got whatever deals you got.
Get some signs.
And Jacob's got Clifton. So, could get ugly. Jacob's already got a contract pending, assuming you get an answer about electricity. So...
Put in that call earlier this morning. Still nothing. Jake's calling now too.
Vet clinic. But surprisingly enough, segue here, real estate came back to life briefly. We got a dead cat bounce. Agree or disagree?
Did you say dead cat balance?
Bounce.
Oh, bounce.
Dead cat bounce. Do you know what a dead cat bounce is?
No. Tell me what that is.
Do you know what a dead cat bounce is?
Context clues, I feel like I do.
You don't.
I don't. I've never heard that term before.
So the stock market plummets, and then all of a sudden it goes back up. So what was the stock market down to? What's its low in the last 6 months?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
29,000.
Some
Maybe got
like
to
lower.
28. I don't think it got to 28. Got into 29 though. Erased the Trump
Gains.
the Trump gains. It did dip back under, and now it's at 32 according to my Apple phone. Last time I looked, which was a couple of days ago, so it might be back down.
Second.
But either way, I consider this 32 a dead cat bounce. It got low enough that people saw buying opportunity, so they rushed a little money back in. It comes up artificially, and then some other.
Yeah. But the dead cat, once it bounces in the air, it still comes back, hits the ground.
Yes. So that's it. That's what we got. What's the total right now on the?
Are you talking about Standard & Poor's?
I don't know.
No, he's talking about the Dow.
NASDAQ. You don't have the total up there? That's the only one I have on my app. You got real stocks. You buy stocks?
Yeah.
See, I just look at it. So when the news is trying to lie to me, I can pull up my phone and see how big a lie they're telling me.
I just follow that.
Well, I don't know what the Standard & Poor's is. It looks
It's
like it's
just-
red, though. So maybe my dead cat bounce theory
Screen
was
today.
Screen today?
Excuse me.
It's
What is
just-
the
it's
soup of
another
the day?
thing.
Oh, that's the soup du jour.
Either way, what? No, that's Maybe not. I don't know what I'm looking at.
That's a specific fund, man.
Yeah, that's a NASDAQ composite.
But S&P's the same thing. It's just a mirror top 500.
Oh, there it is. Dow Jones. That's the one. It's 33. So it was down to 28, 29, somewhere in there. Now it's back up to 33. So somebody could have hit a little licky buying at 29. But either way, that's what real estate's doing as well. Real estate came back to life. Spoonie, how many offers have you signed this week? Well, you don't sign offers no more.
I do on the outside. Yeah, on the backside. We saw 2 yesterday.
Which two?
Sunchase was one. The other was Lindale. We signed that one.
Sunchase came through?
Yeah. Just the afternoon.
It's a good day.
Lindale got signed.
And then we got a reasonable offer on Waco. I couldn't make sense of what Jacob was saying. Was he saying we're going to lose $6,000 if we sell it at that price?
Except for the $5,000 that was stuck in escrow, so we'd lose like $1,000.
There's
for the 165 offer came.
I'm now frustrated. I'm being nice though. We got $20,000 in escrow for that rehab.
And we haven't done any rehab.
I know we're going to have to bring $21,000 to close that. The number I couldn't figure out is what that negative $6,000 was on that.
That's maybe I read it wrong. That's how I read it.
Yeah, I read it as we're going to lose $6,000, so we needed $6,300, a $6,300 higher offer to break even, if we wanted to run away from it, or we got to turn Furman loose and see if it'll rent for $1,900 a month. Those are our two options. Do we want to tuck tail and run on it? The only reason we bought that property is because the guy was dying. We had agreed to buy it. We didn't retrade him. Soft spot in our heart, but I do know that property will rent and is a $300,000 property. So selling it for $160. Yeah,
I think we let him clean it up, rent it.
Think so? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it would kind of depend. Do you think it'll keep going up? Like we'll start getting more offers on stuff, starts rebounding a little bit?
No, I have no idea what this is.
If it's just a balance, then it seems like, you know what? Let's just get out while we can.
I believe in the real estate. I believe the real estate will be worth a lot more as soon as interest rates dip a little bit, and I think it'll even have more buyers in the marketplace once you've owned it 90 days, because then we'll have FHA buyers. So I mean, we're kind of in that lull between actually being able to take FHA offers and whatever. This is a cash offer. The fact that they started out at 130 and then came up to 160 tells me that we could probably get them to where we need to get them to walk away unscathed.
I feel like that'd be worth it then, knowing that it's like, look at Tabor. It's like 5 years from now, you're probably gonna just be, man, I wish I still owned that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that property, the only thing, and Spoon would know this better, is the electrical box has those glass fuses.
We can do that.
But what's that? I mean, that ain't gonna cost
$2,500 in parts.
And then the other thing is, we have not ran that property.
And I haven't climbed under. It could be not. What year is that property? Do you remember?
58.
No, it's probably. I mean, it might have some cloth in there, but I doubt it. And it used to be all right.
What does that mean?
There's different types of Romex. Early Romex had cloth over the outside of it, and then it had the rubber on the inside. And that cloth is still fine as long as it's not frayed. A lot of people see it and get scared, but as long as you don't get like knob and tube, which before that was literally they'd have these ceramic knobs all over the attic and just have a piece of wire. You've seen it. Just run to it and wrapped around it in 2 individual wires. Like, that's pretty sketch.
You say knob and tube?
Yep, knob and tube.
We don't know what knob and tubes are.
It's the early type of wiring we had.
Is that where a woman can't have babies anymore?
That is not.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. I don't know. It's whatever you say it is, Spoon. We don't know what you're talking about, so we got to assume it's correct.
How do y'all feel about this article? I came across this.
What does it say? 11.7 trillion?
Well, it wasn't real equity if they've lost it since May.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, all they're doing is they're saying that since Well, there's a couple of different ways they could be thinking about this. Is one, they can't access as much of their home equity as they could because they'd be limited by payment. So, let's say the property is worth $500,000. And equity is always a funny thing because it's worth $500,000, but you don't know it's worth $500,000 until it sells for $500,000. So you would go and say you only owe $200 and you wanted to borrow against it and get access to some of your equity. You used to be able to run that up because 3% interest rates. I mean, you can afford the payment. You would not be limited by your income, where a lot of people might be limited by their income and not be able to access any of that equity because they can't service the debt. So that could be, one way that they've lost equity is in a refi where they want to pull money out. They would be limited in the amount that they could access. As far as if they've lost equity because of a sale, that's a lot of it's a lot of speculation in that. I think overall, certain price point homes are definitely affected by not having as many buyers in the pool in the deal. But I listened to some stats the other day. So there's something like 85 or 90 million homes in America. 85 or 90, of which, how many of them do you think are for sale right now, listed on the market? Out of 85 or 90 million.
Maybe
3 million.
No.
I would think like 1% or less.
No.
How much?
500,000 homes. So, inventory wise,
1 out of every 190.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not doing that kind of miles, but I mean, inventory wise, that seems really low. You know what I mean?
No, 170. 1 out of every 170.
If you needed to move, 90 million homes, only 500,000 of them are for sale. I was like, that's a crazy stat. So I don't think you could speculate that the equity is eroded because interest rates won't let you buy as much house, because there's probably a threshold where there's still people that are a buyer at that price point. Does that make sense?
I think they were just doing real simple math. It said the third byline on that was the median house price has dropped by 11,560. So I bet they just multiplied that by the number of houses.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's the problem with equity. It doesn't exist until something sells. So there was equity being created by people making $100,000 over offers, okay, that the neighbor isn't going to sell but is going to refinance. So the similar house just sold for $100,000 more than what it listed for. So theoretically, there's $100,000 in equity there on a one-off event.
What someone will pay for it.
But now that won't sell for $100,000 over. Well, you got a real black swan event over here.
Yeah, it's like I got this great refi deal, but I couldn't sell my house if I wanted to.
It's there's so many data points. I mean, you're looking at a bunch of different neighborhoods. You know how to pull comps. Like
I get what you mean, though.
Like one neighborhood could have such small amount of activity that one house could set the whole market in that neighborhood. And if only one house in that neighborhood sells every 6 months, in a situation like this, the person that sold 6 months ago probably got a higher price than what they're going to get today. But did anybody really rely on that equity? I don't think so. I doubt it. And even if they did refinance it at a 3% interest rate, they're not going to offload that 3% interest rate to move to a different part of town and pay 8%. The only way they're going to move is because they have to. Job change, death in the family, something forces them to have to sell, to downsize. That's the only way anybody's selling right now. So that inventory problem isn't going to be solved anytime soon. I actually read an article that said that raising interest rates is the exact opposite of what they need to do for inflation. Makes a lot of sense to me, but I also don't really, I don't understand the bond market. I watched a ton of content to try to understand the bond market. I have no idea what a bond market is. I don't understand it. I don't know why anybody would buy one. I don't know why anybody would sell one. It's for people with big, mega bucks to hedge against whatever it is, and the bond market seems to hate inflation. But I don't $6 trillion printed. This is just the new cost of doing business. This is just what stuff costs now.
Right.
Wages need to catch up, no doubt about that. But also on the flip side of that coin, do you know any place, if you tried to go to work anywhere right now, do you know anywhere that would pay you $10 an hour?
I don't think so.
I mean, McDonald's starts off at $15, $16 an hour in Mahia, Texas.
Freaking Buc-ee's is like $18
Yeah.
With benefits.
like with good. My mom is like, I can't wait till they put that one in Hillsborough. I'm getting a job at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I don't know that they're putting one in Hillsborough, are they?
Yeah,
But anyways,
maybe they're not. That's what everybody around there's hearing.
yeah, I don't think so. But real estate in general, something's going to have to change with inventory hard before we see a real hard crash. I think we're seeing some of that. There it is. Buc-ee's wants to add a huge stop on I-35 in Hillsborough, but it's not a done deal. So there you go.
That's why I guess all the speculation.
But either way, real estate's too hard to predict right now. Rents have exploded, though. That's one thing that has for certain happened. I'm witness to it. You signed 2 refis yesterday, Spoon. What happened on those?
Ooh, had to bring 21,000 on one of those to get it closed. The other one we did okay on. What?
Seemed like we talked about where that money was come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know we got a plan to back it up. What knowledge do you want about it? We signed the paperwork.
Yeah. So you had to bring. So the Burr method. What you're saying is the Burr method is dead. Is that your conclusion?
Well,
what is the Burr method, Spoon? Teach the people a little something. Tell them what Burr is. Burr.
how many R's is there?
22.
22. It's buy, rehab, rent, refinance. That's pretty much it.
Repeat.
Okay, repeat.
That's why I added another B in there on that.
Well, you get to 22 and my brain stopped. I didn't.
Yeah. So the strategy is dead because you've had how many closings have you had on refis here lately?
I don't know the total answer
Oh
on
my
that.
God. How many have you had some?
Like a week and a half ago.
Did you have to bring money to closing?
Mm-mm.
How much?
Nothing.
0.
Yeah.
Not a dollar.
Not a dollar.
Zeroed out the HUD.
I brought $300 to close Cossie. I should say that.
So you bought $300 to close Cossie,
Mm-hmm.
and then you refinance post, fourplex, in post Texas. Google that one. Sohill knows where that is.
Yeah, he's driven through it.
He's been through there.
He's the mayor of Post.
Sohill knows about post. He knows that post life. So you had to bring $0 to close it.
Yep.
What interest rate you get?
6 1/4.
Dang. What interest rate you get yesterday, Smitty?
I don't know. Jacob signed everything, and I signed just the 3 pages he handed me.
That's safe.
What do you want me to search for? A fourplex?
Post.
Well, you know where
Post,
Post
Texas.
is. It's on 84
Yeah.
outside of Lubbock.
Smells like
But
shit.
what about it?
I've got a fourplexer. That's what we were talking about. Just did a refinance.
Yeah.
So Spoon signed 2 closing
Yeah, I didn't
packets
look at him
yesterday.
yesterday.
And just took Jacob at face value, even
I
though
did.
he did catch the mistake that was made on those refis. You caught it. You don't remember it, which is
I don't know.
amazing.
We do a lot. Which mistake is this?
The amortization.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I don't even look at those, Jason. That's good.
you don't look at the amortization?
It pays off when it pays off, man.
Oh, no, it was the date. It was a weird deal. It was like 12 years, 4 months. It was the weirdest fucking amortization
Did
ever.
your payment change?
Oh, but look, but I asked him about the this is why you're funny, Spoonie. I asked you about the refi. That was the odd part about it. And you were like, yeah, we refied some. We had to bring money to closing. That sucked. Not the fact that on the refi. So what happened for, I guess Spoon's going to figure this out now too. But what happened yesterday was we did a refi on 2 mobile homes. One of them's in Tyler, the other's in Granbury. Mm-hmm. And so we refinanced them, same bank, but separate
The other one
notes.
was 10 years.
The other what?
What? Wasn't the other one a 10-year note?
The other what?
The Tyler one.
No. Neither one of them were. One of them was 144 months. The other one was 148 months. Two very weird amortization schedules.
Yeah.
But so while we're catching Spoon up on the documents he signed yesterday, we they were in two different locations, but we had done a portfolio loan on some that were on private capital before, and we got amazing appraisals on them, and we're not getting any money out because no bank will really give you money out right now. But these other two, I think we owed 50-something thousand on two homes, and anyways, they're rented for $1,000 a month each, or $1,200 a month each, or whatever it is. So we were looking at it. And we're like, hey, let's just do a 10-year am on these, because I mean the cash flow is going to be so heavy. Like doing 20 doesn't make sense. Well, the bank, since we asked for 10 years once, they just moved us to 10 years permanently. They
did murder our cash flow.
Oh, they murdered it. Anyways,
Like upside down murdered.
Yes, but in the bank's defense, the reason why one of them's 12 years, 4 months, and the other one's 12 years, whatever, is because they took the PI and they said, oh, what are these renting for? Okay, here's the DSCR we want. Boom, and they just threw that on there and backed into it and threw that am on there. And so y'all closed it yesterday, and Jacob made me shit. Like I was like, I've been underwriting everything at 8.5%. Like I knew our shitbox loans and every loan was going to go to 8.5%. I've been underwriting at 8.5% this whole time, and I'm getting good numbers. He brings this payment up, and it's $1,370 on a mobile home that's rented for $1,500, and I'm like, is that PITI? Like, he's like, no, that's just principal and interest, and I was like,
yeah, we looked at that. I caught that part too. I was like, he's like, wait, what's the payment? I'm like 13. He's like, shit.
So and then I was like, what interest rate is that? Like what are we at, where's interest rates at now on this? He's like, oh, it's 8%. And I was like, and then I just done my little interview with Sky News, and I was like, something ain't checking out.
Weird amortization.
And so then I just like immediately sank because our whole board was fucked. I was like, we're done. Everything that we've bought is no longer viable at the rents that we can get for it, based on this. And my mortgage app is obviously broke, and I don't know how to run a 10 BI calculator, so I was lost. And then I put it in, and I called Jacob back. I was like, something. He's like, yeah, Spoon caught it. It was 148 months is all they financed it for. And I was like,
144 on one.
Yeah, 148 and 144.
But on month 145, it's going to be a cash flow monster. It's going to do great.
No, with this bank, you can just call them and they'll re-am it.
That's awesome.
So Jacob's going to put that call in. We'll get a new amortization. There's anytime we have any issues, like, so when we do a partial lien release from this bank, this particular bank, so we have a portfolio of properties and we sell one, and we say, hey bank, we need a partial lien release. So they'll say, okay, your payoff on this one's going to be $20,000. Okay. And they ask right then, do you want to re-am the loan? It's like, well, yes, we want to re-am the loan. Well,
30 years.
Why not? We've already paid 5 years on it. So we're down to 15 years. We pay off a chunk of principal, and then we re-am it at the new principal, and the payment drops. You instead of just paying off $40,000 in principal and paying it off sooner, when you pay off the $40,000, the payment will drop as well, and it works well on portfolio loan, because what are you losing whenever you sell one out of a portfolio?
Well, you're losing the equity you gain. You're losing cash flow.
Where's
that one? I don't know how you lose equity selling something.
Where's it go?
Yeah, like
I mean, you're capturing it, but it doesn't matter. I got to where you want to be. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right, Spoon. You can't lose equity selling something. It means equity didn't exist. If you lost equity, it didn't exist. If you sold something and you lost equity,
You just lost money.
you just lost money. The equity was a myth. You capture equity whenever you sell something. If the bank won't give you any of your equity, if they want it all, that's them re-amming the loan is really, really kind of them. So, anyways, pretty wild little loan deal. Spoony, what else has happened in our business? I know putting you on the spot's kind of rough sometimes, but
It's what you love to do.
I'm not putting you on the spot by asking you about your business. It's not. We
No.
had a meeting yesterday.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean you like to put me on the spot.
But what other contracts did we get? And talk into the mic on this one. Yeah.
We talked about those contracts. Sunchase, Linda.
Sunchase and Lindell. Lindell's a double dub. So we bought it for 67.
The guy's trying to retrade this morning.
He is trying to retrade, but he seems a little confused. He wants to put a second mobile home on
I
it.
called him about the same thing you did as soon as you got off the phone with Chris. I didn't hear you say you were going to talk to him. So
Did I say it though?
You're going to talk to Chris?
Yeah.
Yes.
all I could hear was echoes. That's all. Whatever you were
I
saying.
did. I also heard Jason say that at the very end. He's like, "All I hear is echoes." So
Okay.
I could believe both stories to be true.
Yeah.
He
we
really
both
didn't
saw
hear
the
it.
same message as a team. Both made the same call.
Yeah.
Which one of y'all did he answer?
We called before I did because I called you.
What?
We had a weird drunk call.
It was weird. You made it weird.
It just, I don't even.
Like
I
you
know.
jumped into the weirdness. Like
Yeah,
it got
but-
real weird.
but-
There was
but
no
you,
need for
You
it.
did start it that way.
I don't think so. Anyways, let's talk about the. Let's
I don't
talk
wanna
about
talk
what's
about
going on
it.
in our business. Yeah, it was a weird call.
All right. I don't know, man. Y'all, I don't know which way to take that. But Lindell, that's a double dub. I'm happy about that one. That guy is being a little bit strange, but he said a pipe just ran out in the woods, so there's a very real possibility there might not be a septic. It is Lindell, Texas. So a pipe running into the woods is not outside of the realm of possibilities.
true.
But I have stood on that soil, and that is sand. So you could probably get your little conventional guy to go up there and see if we can do a conventional system. But the water don't make any sense. I flushed the toilet while I was there. Place definitely has water. I don't know.
I told him that too. They said, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's talking to the city, and I don't even know that would be city water.
I bet it's co-op.
Yeah. So, anyways, that one's a good one. Sunchase, weird deal. We were talking about negotiations and not being able to fire back and forth, but I kind of didn't know where we were at on that project, and when I was spitballing on those numbers and then ran it out, I was like, shit, we're only going to make 11 grand selling this thing. I don't want to sell it. I want to wait for it to go past the 90 days, and then so we got them up 10 grand. Now that's 21. That's more better. So we did negotiate, but they latched onto that thing like a dog on a bone. As far as I'm concerned, in this market, they obviously wanted it more than we wanted to sell it because they gave in to every single weird demand we made, which probably drove our real estate agent nuts.
I think that's a hard deal to find in that town right now. 5 acres plus that house, that square footage. I think this is a fair deal for them.
It is a fair deal, but they're cash, so they probably could have bullied somebody else into doing something. But
Oh, shoot. Chris Lowe said, just got a full price offer on Cameron.
That's a good day.
I don't think it is. I don't think you've ran the numbers on that
No.
one. Would you?
I haven't looked at the firm numbers on it.
Good job, Chris Lowe.
I mean, great job, Chris Lowe.
That's what matters.
I mean, look, I am really happy that we got that offer. Is it cash? Please be cash. If it's cash, that's good. But that's gonna be a tight deal. We're at 157 on it. Cost basis of 126. It will get us away. The thing about both Waco and that returns $300,000 to the pot.
Yep.
But I don't really want to go shopping right now. I mean, do you? I mean, I don't mind. I want to wait until the fund's ready.
Yeah. I just think that'll be such an advantage, and it's like
But I also don't know.
the quickness that we can start moving with
Yeah, we'll be
is going to be an asset.
an asset. I don't. But I mean,
Third party.
third party finance. Is he watching?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See,
Good job,
he
Chris. Good,
Chris,
so,
you're amazing.
yeah, Spoon. Tell him some more.
You have nice hair.
All right, stop being weird. He's
Yeah,
Canadian. You're
yeah.
being...
Tell him what you think.
what's jealous. I'm jealous.
The,
I wish I had nice
so
hair.
he'll would know. What's the term whenever you're like, you hate other countries or something?
Yeah.
Xenophobic.
That's it. You're being xenophobic.
I don't
just
think
'cause
that's
he's
true
Canadian.
either. Xenophobic would be hating a type of people.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
He's snow Mexican.
And you're being weird about his hair.
Wow.
That's what
Is
it
that because he's tan? Is it you're saying that? Is it
No,
because he
'cause he's
resembles
from
a Spanish person?
That's
Like,
racist.
I mean, Chris is very dark
He
skinned.
actually is Canadian.
Just asking why you would call him that.
Because Mexico's our neighbor to the south, Canada's
okay.
the neighbor to the north, and they have snow.
I don't know.
So
Nothing to do with the
Nothing
tan.
to do with,
so then
with
it just
Well, now Chris is going to question that.
oh no.
he's the one that said it. He's the one that told me the term.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't know that. I laughed my ass off when Chris said, "Yeah." I was like, "I didn't know you're Canadian." He's like, "Yeah,
Canadian?
I'm snow Mexican," but it's not because of the tone of his skin. Spoon. That's.
Racist.
Did he tell you about his conversation with Furman? He's
I don't
like,
think so.
There's a giant pecan tree in Calhoun, in the
Yep.
parking lot of Calhoun, and Spoon's like, we were all Mexicans whenever this tree
We
born.
weren't. Sam Houston was. I was just saying that thing was there when the Revolution of Texas happened, 1832.
When this tree
said
was
what?
born, we were all Mexicans.
No, I did not say we were. Said everybody that was here. This was Mexico.
It was Mexico. Do you know the historical relevance of Waco?
I don't.
It had the only bridge going over the Brazos.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That suspension bridge, one of those. I don't even know which one it is. I think it's the one they're making into a pedestrian bridge, but it was the only bridge that went over the Brazos. So people would have to come from far and wide to get over the Brazos River. Interesting fact.
Interesting. Jason, just in the future, try not to appropriate Furman's culture.
There was
and
no
make it your own.
appropriation.
What if,
little bit.
As a matter of fact, what was the first flag of Texas?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is a Mexican flag. It has 1832 stitched on it.
Okay.
What was the second flag?
Then they went to the, I can't remember what it was. It was the come and take it flag, I think, wasn't it?
What?
I think it was the come and take it flag.
Sohail said France.
No, I don't.
No, we're not talking about the actual nations that it was under. I'm talking about during the Revolution.
I got you.
Well, whatever floats your boats. Is that why Six Flags is named Six Flags?
It is. That's
No.
why it was. It absolutely is. The
What?
first Six Flags was Six Flags over Texas.
Name them all. Go.
Okay. France, Spain,
Hold up. You're weird if you
Mexico.
finish this. You're
CSA. Everybody knows that. Texas and the United States.
CSA.
Mhm.
What?
It's part of the Confederacy. They may not want you, but it was
Confederate
unfortunate.
States of America.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I mean, you're weird for knowing all that, but that is impressive that you knew all that.
What, you don't know what the Six Flags were? over
You know what?
Texas?
I'm amazed.
They
Spoon,
literally
He
used to
was,
fly
he was
them.
homeschooled.
Spoon knows the Six Flags that were over Texas, but doesn't know the interest rate on the loan he signed
Yeah,
yesterday.
it's funny.
That's the funny part to me. And forgot that he caught the biggest mistake on the loan.
I didn't see it. I wouldn't have called that a mistake. I was just like, why did they do this? So
They did it because it was a mistake, but it'll get fixed. I'm happy. Wires are going out today. Lenders are getting their money back. Private money's getting their money back. We've already redeployed all of Jeff's money, so he should be happy. He texted me yesterday. He's like, "Do you know these people?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know them. That's Spoon and Braxton. They're buying a banger down there in Trinity, Texas. 4 units, $90,000. How's that make you feel, Spoony?"
makes me happy, super happy.
So what would that
Especially, did we figure out if the fees were per trailer?
Yes.
They are. There's $10,000 in fees a year, off of
Still be okay.
$48,000 in cash flow. So it's pretty.
But like
it's pretty
Jacob said,
excessive.
also, like I mean, that probably is something we could offload the tenant because like they are amenities out there. If it is gated, if it is all that, like
It is. It's gated. It's got a golf course. It's got the rec area. It's nice. I mean, it's honestly super nice. And the HOA does a great job. It's clean. I mean,
sweet.
You're not going to have to police the tenants in their yard and all that. I would want to live in there versus, like, I'd want to live in there. And it's got lake access. So one side's got all the amenities in the golf course, and the other side's got lake access. So a ton going on there. But, yeah. You like that, Spoon?
I do.
It's going to be a banger. 4
You can play
units.
golf up here. You get golf clubs?
I don't, but we can go do that.
What would that put your rental count to?
33.
33. What would that put yours to?
69.
Nice.
Whoa! Just stop there.
Yeah, never buy anything else.
Never buy another one?
Yeah.
Well, that includes the 3 that I own in inventory.
Does it?
When the number 69 comes up, I only
You
think
just
of one thing.
halt. Do not move.
What do you think
Freeze.
that is? What do you think I think of whenever the number 69 comes up, Spoon?
I'm going to say church.
No.
No?
What do you think?
I don't know. That was going to be my guess too.
Oh, church?
I mean, I saw your clip the other day talking about how godly of a man you were.
More godly than Joel Osteen.
That is true. That is unquestionable.
I promise you, if you're
in my opinion.
if you're drowning, I will open my door and let you in. You know what I mean? For sure.
That's hilarious.
We're all in the same flood together there. You may as well come up here to this little bit of high ground I got. But no, I think of my dad's year he graduated high school. Yeah. So whatever you were thinking, I was thinking was
1969.
wrong. Ain't that a great year?
I think that's when my mom was born.
All right. So
The
what up?
moon.
What other signs of life is the real estate market showing, Spoonie? I'm just going to ask Braxton
Good.
because Spoonie's on the spot. What are you most happy about that happened this morning?
Lease. Haltom City.
Haltom City,
People are out there leasing commercial buildings at what?
22.
$22 a square foot?
Yeah, that's somewhere. Jacob figured it up. We don't know what the exact square footage is, but somewhere between $100,000 and $120,000 a year, triple net, absolute net, I think.
What I would be curious about then, like the real indication of what's going on right now is that a brand new business or is that someone already established?
That will be interesting to find out. But
Because either way is like kind of insane. It's like either one branching out, second location, third location. It's like they're still expanding in this, or taking a leap of faith, taking that initial investment to I'm going to go start something. Either way, get a lot of faith in their skill set and going forward in this.
Do you like talking to Spoon whenever he's TikToking or whatever he's
I
doing?
I'm
love
not
it.
TikToking. I was looking up answer to a question.
It makes me feel appreciated.
Yeah, and loved. We're like, Spoon's so mad at us, but that is.
I'm
a
not
banger.
mad at you.
I mean, asking Spoon would be unfair. Do you know what kind of cash flow swing a $10,000 a month lease is?
Pretty big. Because what is it right now? Burning like
Hold
$8
on, hold on. Do you know how much of a cash flow swing $10,000 a month is?
10,000.
There it is.
20,000.
Do what? No, it's $10,000. $10,000 a month. Extra money coming into your bank account, not Braxton. Braxton, you got a bank account on that? Touch that one? No, you got a $10,000 a month licky coming, Spoonie. That's a positive sign. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, we're assuming a lot because the guy is, still in negotiation. They ask about an X-ray machine. Braxton's aunt happens to be a vet.
We'll get an X-ray machine in there.
We'll find an X-ray
And
machine.
he asked me to be available at 2 in case I had any questions.
Yeah, so we're going to be X-ray machine available. If we got to go rummage through her storage locker, she'd be like, I might have put one back in there in 1998. We'll go find it. We'll be rummaging through storage units. But we're going to find an X-ray machine, and we're going to get this deal done, Spoonie, because it's a $10,000 a month cash flow swing to your kids, to your life. And me and Braxton would then not feel bad for, you know what I mean, getting all enthusiastic about buying a vet clinic and it not working out. Why do you think we're having results with this agent versus the old agent?
I think it's got to be skill set being the biggest thing.
Definitely.
For
Like,
real.
I mean, if the other agents were marketing, it's like if you want to believe that they were, it's like okay, well, it's not the top of the funnel; it's the rest of it.
Yeah, there's something that there was a disconnect. I mean,
I don't believe they were marketing either.
well,
That's a whole other issue in itself, then. But it's like either way, it's skill set and effort.
we'll go full Andrew Tate on this.
Go for it.
I think it's because these are men real estate agents
This young man is hungry.
starving to death.
And when I called him last night at 6 o'clock, he answered. He said, I'm sorry about the noise. We're all still in the bullpen. And all you could hear was dudes yelling on the phone.
Yeah. So that the difference say what you want. I promise you, nobody's ever picked up the phone and called that guy for anything other than real estate. You get what I mean? Where other people pick up the phone and call women real estate agents all the time just because they see a pretty face. I'm an investor. I'm thinking about shopping in this marketplace.
Like our creepy neighbor.
Like our creepy neighbor. The only reason why...
Rip your tailgate off guy.
Yeah, you just moved out of camera. But
Did I really?
I mean, you can't move around on the set. No, you moved the whole chair back.
If you ever got here early, you would see the long hours Sohail spends. Like
putting
that was disrespectful.
But there's a camera right there that's got all three of us in there. No, it's right here. It's got all three of us.
Can you still see me, Sohail?
You backed out of frame.
Say no, Sohail.
But your frame is pretty tight, so I would say don't move a muscle. No, I'm just kidding. You're good.
He pushed the whole chair back. But anyways, these guys...
Don't look at me like that.
These particular guys, when this is how we hired these people. Do you know why we hired them, Spoon?
He's not moving.
Because you made a phone call and the guy put the hard sell on you and our other agent sucked?
Don't turn your head
no,
like that.
but Braxton, what do you remember? Do you remember when we drove by the vet clinic?
I had a little baby sign.
It had a little baby sign, like a residential listing. What did I do at that moment?
You called it.
And I left a voicemail. I never received a call back ever from those people. Never received a text, never received anything. And on my voicemail, I said, I was interested in your vet clinic, saw your sign. It was that at that moment, I wanted to fire the agent. Okay. We couldn't get the agent fired at that moment in time for whatever reason. Didn't matter. We were locked into a contract. On Sunday, me and Emery went to get pedicures. And the place was closed, so I was making a little exit. And I was in a place where I would have never been and saw a big banner on a fence and was like, what the hell is this? It's a factory or something. I didn't know what it was. So I called it. It's a Sunday in the afternoon, and the dude answers the phone and goes to selling me hard on buying something I can't afford, even though I told him I couldn't afford it. He's like, let that be my problem. I'm going to send this over to this top secret, super secret financials over so you can run it over. If you know anybody with some money, you can reach out to them. You know what I mean? I'll pay you this. I'll do this. He sold me on getting the information and trying, and I was like, this is our guy. He answered on a Sunday. He tried to sell it to me.
The very first reason right there, though. Answered on a Sunday, I'm in.
When I had the Zoom call with him, he had like professional lighting and shit. Like it looked like a TV show when I'm talking to this dude. He's moving to Weatherford, as you knew. He was relocating from California, but he's like, this deal's a little bit on the small side. We've done 100. What I can't remember. I told you the numbers. It was just like 190 million.
Yeah, like close to 200 million or something.
Something crazy. He said, but I reached out. I got this partner with this branch I'm at. We're going to co-market this together. He already had a marketing plan together.
But I do believe that's because these gentlemen don't have anybody that reaches out to them.
Oh.
They're not being wined and dined. You know what I mean? They are strictly like I think when you're a beautiful woman, it's the most advantaged thing, and you have advantages that others don't have, but it will hamper your skill set if you buy into it. If you think the world is that easy all the time, it will hamper your skill set. Were these dudes? Was he ugly? Was he an attractive guy?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I didn't actually talk to the other guy, but he seemed like a normally.
No. I mean, you looked at him and good.
Yeah, he was a good looking dude.
He was a good look. Was he like? Did you feel the same way you feel about Brad Pitt?
No, Brad Pitt's a especially handsome guy.
So he wasn't especially handsome. He was
just normal,
moderately handsome like Braxton.
But I mean, like the dude was polished. Like he was, I did promise that we would take him to PK Lake if they get it leased or sold to go fishing this winter for catfish.
PK Lake.
Possum Kingdom.
We don't know what a PK Lake is.
You don't know what PK is?
Have you ever been to Lake Limestone?
Yeah. It's 37 of those can fit in PK. PK's a big lake.
Well, why do we need a big lake?
Because that's closer to Weatherford.
If we're going that far,
he's moving from California.
Yeah.
And you're going to take him on PK Lake where you've probably never caught a catfish.
I've only been trout fishing there.
Trout fishing?
Yeah, my dad used to take me there when they'd stock it in the winter.
Oh, rainbow trout.
Yeah.
I was like, what trout's in PK Lake?
Yeah.
There's also a great golf course, according to Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin. Is there a great
Could
golf
be
course?
any lake. Could be Eagle Mountain. Could be any lake that's not Lake Limestone. So it's messed around. We love our guy on Lake Limestone. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's the only guy I'm going to go catfishing with. I mean, if you want to go striper or, I'm not gonna go on a maybe catfish unless they're catching like just molly whoppers, like 120 pounders.
Pretty big lake.
Yeah, but I mean, they got to know where they're at. They got to show me what they caught yesterday before I'm going to pay them today.
We can do that.
Not rolling that way, but no, I mean, I hope he gets that $10,000 lease. That's a $10,000 swing for you, and then instantly makes it refinanceable, which will make Jet super happy because I'm sure there's $600,000 being parked there for 18 months.
Private.
Yeah, it is private. It's one guy's IRA. That was the most amazing part of those loan documents. I was like, I don't remember the guy's name, but it was like Tom Stevens IRA. I was like, man, Tom's just sitting there with his whole retirement. Every month we just stroke him a $7,000 check. Part of that's tax and insurance, and it just hits his retirement account. And he's like, man, I'm doing so good. He's watching that stock market. He's like, I'm not along for that ride. If you too want to invest your IRA in real estate, just reach out to Spoonie. He'll put it to work somewhere. Spoonie,
Absolutely.
Where you want to put some IRA money?
I don't know. We'll find something.
Where do you want to put some IRA money? What do you got you're looking at?
Anything. We'll find something.
Would you pay 8% interest only on Longview?
On Longview? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would let that ride.
5 years, 8%.
You want to know why that's a good deal?
Huh.
Because you're going to be paying 8% principal and interest.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a little bit lower
Well, I'm
debt
paying
service.
8.9 now, so.
Oh, it is only 8.9?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang, you got a good deal.
That's why I'm not in a super big hurry for anything.
I mean,
How long is that note for?
I think probably like 11 more months or so.
yeah.
It's like probably a little bit more, maybe a year. It's like a 18-month long loan. I'm chilling.
Then
I'll give
nice
it all
loan.
the seasoning banks want to see.
if you want an 18-month loan on your investment properties, go to roughneckrealestate.com. We'll get you some 18-month money too. Won't be at no 8.9 now though. What's the base rate now?
About 12%, 11.9.
So you missed that boat, but we can still get you good interest for today's market. I don't know. I mean, I'm enthusiastic about it. I think I counted it up. We got 5 properties under contract. Got that little cash offer on that one over there in Chandler. So that one will be gone. Got Bastrop going to hit. Skylark, or not Skylark, Sunchase. Looks like we're about to have Cameron, so 6 contracts in October. Real estate and 9% interest or whatever we're at now.
I mean, you got to think 2-3 weeks ago, what we were talking about is how there's nothing on the board under contract, maybe one.
We had one owner finance that Spoon closed last time we were here. Closed it last week.
Versus 5 to 6.
And one of our Maxwell properties owner finance, so we got another owner finance. Our note sales have kind of gotten a little, that one person backed out, said they didn't like the BPO.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little different. Never.
What's a BPO?
Broker's opinion. I don't understand how you get a broker's opinion on something that's sold on MLS and it doesn't check out.
Yeah.
It's like this sold for 120. You're buying the note for, I think he's buying the note for 105. No, no. He's buying it for like 80 something.
Right.
Whatever that one was, I put it at exactly like a 12%
Yeah.
yield.
I mean, it's a phenomenal property too. It's got a shop, 2 units. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, anyways, so the note buyers, and then the other person.
So if people were listening and wanted to buy notes, we'd have some notes for sale too.
Yeah, if you're a note buyer, go to roughneckrealestate.com, roughneck, the number 2, realestate.com. Drop your email address in there. We'll send you our notes. Bar Mesa, that lady that was going to go, we put it at 13.5.
Yes.
Has it had any action?
I haven't checked over the weekend. So
Okay,
I can't tell you for
but the
sure.
one lady was going to run it up the pole to her boss
Yes.
or whatever, and then
She wanted to schedule a call.
we have a buyer on the hook that's waiting for an e-stop. I've never seen this before.
I'm sold that they're going to buy it.
I am told they're going to buy it, but they're waiting on an e-stop. It's crazy to me.
But I guess they've been communicating with the borrower now. Yeah. And it's like same thing. So it's like I feel like that would be enough. Like, all right, we've also tried to talk to him, and he responds. He's just out. He's a working man. You know, he's got a payment to make. He ain't worried. Like he's already signed $1 million. He don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, we sold that note to one buyer, and they swapped note servicing companies, and then didn't close. And then we got this new buyer on, and we swapped them back to our note servicing company. So this guy that we sold the property to has mailed checks to all kinds of people. Now he's got these new people reaching out like, hey, I need you to send me. He's probably thinking, man, I got scammed hard. I don't know at what point I'm going to not own this house anymore. But for a bank, they sure do harass me a lot for some guy that makes his payment on time every month, trying to get me to sign stuff. So what do you think about that, Spoonie?
I don't have anything to add.
Oh, you were sitting there thinking something in your head.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Wasn't real estate related.
No, I was just thinking about that deal. I was thinking about Will's point.
What were you thinking about it?
How much bullshit we've put that guy through, but he wouldn't sign the estoppel. Everything else.
I wouldn't sign the estoppel either.
Like, just
I'm with
I was
you.
just
like
like,
I don't
thinking about it.
I understand him completely.
He mailed 2 checks to
I know.
Allied. So
I get
he mailed his payments to Allied Note Servicing. They never cashed the check because they didn't know where it was coming from. Then we swap it back to August. We finally tracked down those 2 checks. So 2 months worth of payments got deposited all at once with August. He had to pay Allied, then he's getting told to pay August. Now he's getting told to sign this other stuff. And you know, and the very first time we reached out to him was to tell him he hadn't paid when he had mailed 2 checks to Allied. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, no, I paid. Y'all haven't cashed my checks. Do you remember that conversation?
I don't remember that one. I don't think I was tapped in yet.
Yeah, he was. He got told by us that he hadn't been making his payment when he had done exactly what we asked him to do. We just forgot that it was going to Allied, and we never called and set anything up with Allied. So if we would have been in our right mind at that moment in time, we'd have just left it with Allied instead of swapping it back and then just called it a day and made that the note servicer. But when people get ready to buy these notes, they want to swap note servicers over to theirs. A lot of people don't like August REI. I get it. You know, we don't mind them because we know how to set it up. It's not very, we don't expect them to do what other people expect note servicers to do. So kind of works out. But anyways, I don't like Allied personally. Know why I don't like Allied? Or Braxton? Spoonie?
Why?
They didn't have authorization to send a payoff. They sent a payoff for a note that they were servicing for us. They sent the payoff, signed the lien release, and didn't have authorization to do so.
They deposited all that money to you?
No, they got paid off. They got the money. We didn't even know the property had sold. Mm-hmm. We had leveraged that collateral, that note. So the bank's holding a lien on the note. So we were in violation with our loan at the bank, and hadn't been paid. So we ended up
Allied. That seems weird. Like if they're just a servicer, how in the world would they even come close to?
Because sometimes servicers do have authorization to give a payoff, authorization to sign a lien release. They have all those authorizations.
They didn't on ours.
They didn't on ours. They made it right. You know what I mean? They sent us the money probably faster than they were going to.
Yeah, but
I bet they didn't want the problems that followed after that.
Well, but the weird part was we didn't know what to do about the bank because ultimately the bank had taken that as collateral.
Right.
But the bank requested all of that money. So, anyways, it came to us, and then we had to send it all to the bank. And that made me sad. I was like, the bank didn't loan 100% of face value of the note. You get what I mean? They loaned on it at a discount.
There's meat on that bone.
There was meat on that bone, but anyways, I think we only owe 6 years on that loan, that portfolio loan that had that note on there now. And I'm like, Jacob, we should re-am that. He's like, nah, let's pay one off. I'm like, okay, let's pay one off then, Jake. So it's going. What else you got, Spoonie? Got any rentals?
Do I have any rentals?
Yeah, you got anything people can rent?
I don't know.
Braxton, you got any rentals?
Yeah, we're gonna have one coming up.
Where at?
Granbury
Really?
waterfront.
Oh, it's already on there. We do got a waterfront.
We'll
Granbury.
shoot some drone shots.
Well, are you going to come to Jet Ski Day?
I don't know if I can ride one right now, but I'll come out there.
Bring Deacon. Bring a kid.
I just make because of my arm. I don't know if I can hang on.
Bring a kid.
We'll get a boat. We'll go over to Stumpy's, rent a boat, and chase y'all around
That's fine.
very slowly.
Friday.
Yeah.
Starting about 5:45
Okay.
AM.
Just
What
Deacon's the one that be
get
up.
hard
That
early.
him and Oak wake up 5 o'clock every morning. Like, hey, what y'all doing?
Okay, well, you got 45 minutes to get over there. You only live about 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
It'd be good. The extra time's out pretty well. You don't even need to waste electricity on an alarm clock. And I know.
I don't even
I
have to
know-
waste energy on coffee. I'll just eat the grounds, swish some water around my mouth on the way.
That's a little weird.
It's not as weird as our conversation earlier. Like,
Oh,
that
hey,
shit was
I don't want
weird.
to talk about that.
I got to submit an invoice. I burned a bunch of trash that you and Jacob dumped in my yard.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I want to correct something before the internet gets all over me. That was the 1824 flag I was talking about earlier. It was like the 4th flag of Texas.
Nobody watches this long form stuff.
Oh, I know.
But when they cut it up in short form, they're not going to put that correction on the back end of it.
I know. But then I can direct them to your podcast and be like, oh, no, that was found out.
Kevin just offered you his boat.
Yeah.
You bringing it to Granbury, Kevin?
No, you got to go get their boat.
Come on, dude, it's a...
You do not want to loan me a boat, Kevin. I've driven one time, and these guys were here for it.
We all made it. I mean, it was weird.
It was weird. It was weird to be with a grown man that first time driving a boat.
A little afraid of it.
And yeah, I was like, whoa. And then we're in, the bay where you can run up on a sandbar. And I'm like,
It was like he was faster when it was shallow and slower. I guess he was just... You're just
I was
getting
doing what the
comfortable.
dude told me. He said, nah, speed up here. Slow down here.
You're just getting
Stay
comfortable
between
out
these-
there in that big water.
Stay between these two deals. Okay. Just
Yeah.
start cutting now. I just listened to what the dude said.
I mean, I'm glad you listened.
I mean, it was probably $100,000 boat. I didn't feel like I could not listen.
Dude, them boats. There ain't a boat out there that's worth having. They ain't $100,000 now.
Like
The only-
that boat was awesome.
Oh, hey, we're becoming licensed mobile home dealers. True or false?
We already are licensed mobile home dealers. We're getting a dealership,
Yeah. So
and I'm gonna try to track down, get that done.
we
He invited us to his office to sign us all up together.
yeah. So that'll be good. What we can do though, what that means for the people that we'll be able to help out is when we buy direct from the manufacturer, we'll utilize the credit line. We'll go get a credit line from 21st Mortgage, somebody like that. But we'll be able to order homes direct from the manufacturer. So if you got mobile home lots or something like that, we can help you save a lot of money.
Absolutely.
But we're really just going to do them for our own infill. How many houses do you think we could buy a year? 10, 20?
Oh, at least 10 for
I
sure.
wonder if we'll need to look and see what kind of pricing they got structured. But dude, that opens up so much. We'll be able to buy so many more lots now.
Oh,
Now
if
that we
we'd
know
had
we can
that,
actually
if we'd
get
had
'em.
that ability when all that stuff in Copper or Canyon Creek and stuff, we could have dropped them all over the place.
Let's talk about our one hot summer of Granbury.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
We
like
didn't
our
buy
one,
anything in Canyon Creek though.
huh? We had a bunch of lots over there.
No,
Had
we
a ton.
didn't.
Yes, we did.
We didn't buy any in Canyon Creek.
Of course we did. We
We
had
bought-
multiple ones on Lone Star that we bought the lots, we sold them. We ended up selling the lots. I'm just saying we could have put homes on them there. We had like 8 lots in there.
I remember.
Apache, Louisiana. There's a couple on Apache, a couple on
That's
Louisiana.
Indian Harbor. It's a
on-
completely
that-
different
that's
place.
what I'm talking
That's
about.
what we
Where this
remember.
is the
We don't remember.
lots.
I don't remember.
I can
the
show you
one.
the deals. They were on there. I can show you all the streets they were on.
I thought we passed on Lone Star. and
Oh
all
no,
that.
no, we owned all those. We sold them. That was all money we borrowed from my mom to take those down.
Interesting.
That we bought them on that day that me and my mom were driving around. We went over there to look at the Lone Star lots, and then we drove all that other stuff.
But I didn't think those were mobile home friendly.
They were. We just didn't have water on one side. We were going to have to do some stuff that we didn't have the equipment to do and everything else at the time.
Do we have the equipment now?
Absolutely.
It's a good day.
We got jobs. I mean, we could place 2 orders right for 2 different mobile homes, maybe 3, in the mobile home park in Groesbeck right now.
Right now.
I mean,
You got any slips in Pecos still?
no, we pretty much maxed out in Pecos, but I mean, I'm excited about this. We'll be able to put some homes around. We'll drop some homes on some dirt. I've never wanted to build a mobile home park ever in my life, but we might be able to, if we can buy 20 homes a year, starting out, we'll be out here slanging and banging. We'll be changing the world, spending a little bit at a time. Affordable housing all around for everyone.
We could build a nice little neighborhood like that one in Tyler. That's a nice neighborhood.
No,
No?
we're not doing anything that requires a bit of permission from a city.
No platting.
No platting. We will go buy infill lots and do that. We'll take dirt that we already own in the country and see what we can legally get away
You get
with.
some blue dirt somewhere.
Do what?
You get some blue dirt somewhere.
Well, I'm almost sad that we sold all that by my house because we could have mobile home parked it real quick.
Oh, I know.
We could have dropped them in 10 foot from door to door all the way down to the cemetery, and I would have loved it. We got one spot available over there. Actually, no, we put one in my backyard if you're feeling froggy.
Let's do it.
A mobile home?
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean?
Where are we going to park our trailers?
No, we'll put it up against the fence line. We're not going to do it. We're not going to be tacky. We're going to put it over there.
I mean, I
up against
feel like
the
that's
fence
what
line.
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're going
I
to.
feel like that's what people
That
know
is
us
your
for.
fence.
Yeah, and then I'll
Mobile home
rent,
is
and
the
then I
fence.
will rent that bitch out, probably to DJ, so he'll be right there. You know what I mean? I can watch him walk outside and make sure he goes to work.
You could get like a baby mama thing going on where they're just like,
have a baby mama.
This is what you're always talking about, like
Yeah.
the phases,
yes.
the evolutions. This is his cult phase. When
Yeah.
he just
Oh, dude.
says,
I can see that. Though. Like, I can totally see that.
The cult phase.
Yeah.
is his compound. And it's already set up like
Barbed
that.
wire fence, concertina,
Like
everywhere.
your street, you're already secluded.
You want
You just
to?
get let's convince the new people from Oregon or wherever that move back there to be your first
Do you
cult
think
members.
we can get the mobile home manufacturer to build the baby mama model?
Oh my! Is that a park model? What is that?
What's
just
that look like on the
It's like a
inside?
2-1.
Yeah, it's kind of probably a duplex. You know what I mean? 2 kitchens.
Okay.
You got 2 baby mamas. You got to have a kitchen for each of them.
So it's like, do you remember that giant single wide that I found that was just all stacked together out in the middle of nowhere?
yeah, the baby mama model.
Yes.
We could get. I mean, we
Just throw them in there.
You think we could brand it? A baby mama model
Our
mobile
baby
home.
mom. Baby
It's
mom.
like you can get the Lincoln, you can get the deluxe,
Yeah,
or you
they're
can
all
get
like the pearl, the shining star, the baby mama.
the baby mama.
You just throw them in there.
Just throw them in there, toss them
I
in.
feel like that confirms the tacky thing we were talking about.
How thick are the walls, like in the middle, or is it like one of those hotel suites where it's like you both have a door and like you just kind of? I wonder if I
like,
open
what
this.
do they call those? Is it join
Yeah.
suite? Like there's 2 doors back to back. You open one. You just sometimes you don't know if the other one's going to be open.
Yeah,
It's just
a gamble, but you're like kind of.
what happens when you open and there's just a dude staring at you like me? Like
I don't know. Like every time I've ever been in one of those, I'm like I kind of hope to just knock. Like we could be best friends, and they're right there on the other side of this door. If we just open at the same time.
I don't know what y'all are talking about, but
The hotels with the
no.
here's what you'll never know what we're talking about. Our conversation this morning.
What you do, if you want to know who's on the other side of that door, all you got to do is knock
Yeah.
or stick your fingers under.
Oh, just
Hey, hey.
pass a note.
it's creepy.
Yeah, dude, they give you a
Super
notepad. That's what the notepad's for at the hotel,
Oh,
so
really?
you can slide
I
notes
was
under the
wondering-
suite.
Probably so.
Say, just put your Snapchat
Do
on
they
there
still
and
have the
slide it
Bibles
under.
in the things? Is there still Bibles in all the
Oh yeah.
hotel rooms?
Sister wives, Grosbeck style.
Sister wife.
I like it. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the baby mama model.
I feel like
Could
that
be our
would be
bestseller.
an amazing YouTube show. Sister Wives grows back. You could be the one.
Oh man, when these hit TikTok, my life's gonna get miserable. I mean,
Hey, what does this mean?
yeah, but I don't.
What did you mean when you said that?
How does this work? There's not more baby mamas. I'll be like, oh god.
Wait, you would put me next to one?
I'm gonna have to live next to other baby mamas. Hold on, let's just spitball this out. Can we build it? Can we build it up like a podium,
Like the stacks?
to where you can put the queen bee baby mama in the middle, to rule all other baby mamas.
Like an unequal double decker. So it's like you could.
Well,
like,
it has to be a
two,
pyramid.
two, and then like
a pyramid.
Yes.
So you're moving up echelons.
Yeah, like.
Is it a seniority thing or is it a favoritism? Is it a
Well, you know how
like
women
the
like.
most successful
Yeah,
kid?
but it could be
like,
just his mood. You've been demoted. You're down.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
And
how-
it just moves it around automatically. He's just got a remote.
I'm hearing you need an excavator.
You know how women like to look down on each other.
6 mobile homes.
I can't wait
3
for
on
that
the
to be on
bottom, 2,
TikTok.
1.
Yeah, I mean, women like to look down on each other. So
What's it cost to
when
get a
the one's
crane
like
in your
living at the
backyard?
height, she's looking down, like drinking her coffee in the morning. Other ones are out there, like, yeah, I'm better than you. I'm having to look down to see you. You have to look
Eating
up
my
to see me.
avocado toast.
Yeah, you know, just
That's what
punch the
rich
ticket
people
for
eat, right?
Beto.
Avocado
You
toast.
could go the cheaper route though and just make it like one long one, but like a little bit of elevation.
Yeah,
More cost effective way of doing it.
Just it's like 300 feet long, but it steps up.
Yeah.
Like oddly. Like
Maybe only
a
be
train
like a-
going uphill.
we need to really come out and do some measurement on my backyard and see how.
What'd be your new fence? It's a wall of mobile homes.
I'm gonna cry. That's so funny.
City comes
when-
like, no, this is not a mobile home park. This is
Yeah,
like,
well, it's in the county anyways.
there you go.
Like, no, that's in the county. That's a county problem. That's not a you problem. You know, they're like, where are you getting your water from? Don't worry about that.
Look at Kevin's name suggestion.
I don't know what a concubine is, but
Really?
no.
Concubine. That's part of your harem.
Well, good. All right, well, we're going to wrap this thing up. Spoonie, got anything you want to tell the good people of YouTube's?
If you need somebody to help you learn how to operate real estate, go to a Roughneck Real Estate channel.
What are they going to
Subscribe.
find there for
I ain't going to help
learning
them.
how to operate?
They can watch your videos on how
Oh,
to do it.
yeah. We probably need to do more real estate educational videos, but I'm kind of burnt out on it. Some people can, most people can't.
We'll assign some deals.
Yeah, we'll sign some deals. We'll do some property management. We'll do some lending. And if you want to do those things with us and you got good credit and a little bit of change in the bank, we'll help you out. But otherwise,
Well, we
I'm not-
will help you find the deals, fund the deals, take down the deals,
we'll buy some.
manage it.
We'll buy some from assignment from you if you got them right. If you got them right, we'll pay you an assignment.
We'll put an agent on it for you, but
Yeah, I can't. I mean, this stuff gets a little too hard.
I'm not
sometimes.
saying like you specifically will teach them. I'm just saying you have a lot of content out there.
yes.
We do have a lot of content, but you know, if I was going to coach somebody, it'd be $100,000.
Yeah.
That's where it would start, and then in 2 weeks we decide if we keep going.
I feel
By
like
we, I mean me.
in the well, I mean, I think that'd be worth it for you to weed out the tire kickers. But do you think he's more of like a Dan Pena, kind of like just yelling at you? You're a bitch. That's your problem. Or is
Fuck
he like
Dan Pena?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I don't think he is.
Okay.
I think Corey gets probably too sad the longer he deals with someone. It's
Oh,
like,
okay. And they're
oh,
not performing.
getting
So
this.
like he is peak sadness right now after dealing with me for 5 years.
I think when you're dealing with someone that really doesn't get a concept, I think like that's where
Yeah.
as a teacher it's just that's your downfall. It's like there's a level where it's like, okay, they just really don't get this. I can't, man.
I can't like. I mean, it is problematic when you understand the material. You're saying it in a manner that should be digestible, and it's just blowing right over the top of their head. And it's like I can't.
There's a point where you can't keep dumbing it down. It's like
I can't
like,
get
this
it.
is it.
This is it.
well,
I've tried to make it as relatable to your life as possible. You're still going to overthink it. I can't help you.
I wasn't trying to make the conversation longer. I was just trying to throw some people to your channel.
Oh yeah, no, they're here. If they watch all the way this long, they're at our channel. But I really do believe that people that teach real estate, I mean, they get that really wide funnel. And if you asked, I don't know, you went to a person's deal. Do you think he deserves credit for your success?
No.
But you wouldn't give him any credit.
That's why I'd never talk about him even in the negative.
But I do know somebody that went through that same deal, and she had a massive amount of success
She
with
did.
it. And is still in business now. We found that out when we
Moving.
got on Investor Lift. I was
Moving
like,
weight.
wow. We got beat out by somebody I didn't even know was in the business in our backyard. That's crazy. So I mean, people do have success with it. I just don't know when it's like a coaching tree. You know what I mean? It's like in the NFL. You've got head coaches that work for this head coach, work for this head coach, work for this head coach.
That person that you're talking about too goes to a lot of coaches.
What do you mean?
I think they've been through a lot of different.
They all go to a
iterations.
lot of.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
No, I went to one. It didn't work out.
They just fucking go to this coach and 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 this coach. And they're like, where the fuck is that easy button? And then eventually you got to go stick a bandit sign on the ground and get it done. And they ain't willing to do it. Now, that's neither here nor there. You can pay for all the coaching you want to pay for and get as good as you want to get. But I would say if you're going to invest in any coaching, what skill set would you invest in?
Sales. 100%.
Sales.
You can learn the content by doing it.
You
can fall forward.
Yeah, sales, 1,000%. You'd be 800% better getting sales training on how to talk to people. Poor little Brenton. I give Brenton a hard time. I like Brenton. I like Brenton a lot.
He's a good kid.
I give him a hard time, but like he is malleable whenever it comes to sales. He does want to get better. And just that little bit alone, he has no clue what he's doing in real estate. He don't know rent from sale. That's how little he knows about real estate. And every day he's either trying to buy something.
He's asked me 7 times, what's the lease number for Leona? I'm like, dude, we've put out signs. You and me, we've done this. We wrote 30 signs.
Yes. He doesn't know come here from Sickle, but he's leasing units every day. He's trying to buy real estate every day. And he's having success at it every day to the point we're going to go into the property management company tomorrow and teach leasing because we taught it to somebody that doesn't.
The leasing staff.
He don't even know what a rent house is. He doesn't know what a deposit is. He doesn't know what Rhino is. He doesn't know what whenever they
what's
say
on the application,
what's
how to
on the
do it,
application,
how you access it, what they need, any of it.
He doesn't know what the qualifications for being able to rent are. He doesn't know if we'll rent to pedophiles.
You don't
or
know what Section 8 is, HUD housing.
Nothing. And he's getting leases. Why? Because it's sales training. They're like, I want a pink elephant in the living room. And he's like, wonderful, great. I'm with you.
His go-to has been, I'll see what we can do to get that done. And if anything, I may personally go and take care of that for you.
Because he doesn't, it's just sales training. Agree. Walk right over top of it, because I promise you that's not their objection. You know what their objection is? The $40 application fee.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's it. They don't want to spend the $40 on the application fee. But as soon as and we teach them, remove time for the equation. So great. You're the 6th person I've talked to about this specific unit in the last 20 minutes. And I want I can tell you need this thing. I want you to get it, but I've got to get an application from you, and I got to get it fairly quickly, because if you're going to beat out these other, 5 people, I got to get that in. So I need you to get that to me as soon as possible. Boom, just rips time out of the equation. Now, if they're serious, they're going to move forward. You know what I mean? But that's all sales training. That doesn't have anything to do with, the carpet or the roof or the ceiling or anything. It's just sales training. Just stay with them. Hey, how many times are you going to have to touch them, Brenton? He does know that, because we taught him 8 to 12 times. Where'd that come from, Spoonie?
Cardone.
That's right. So we know we got to touch them 8 to 12 times. Don't get discouraged whenever you're on touch 3 and it still hadn't happened. You're going to have to stay with them. Write notes. When the homeless lady,
she's falling up.
Yeah, she's falling up.
I mean, she needs to play. She just needs the code one time, guys.
Yeah,
she's in there.
But whenever when he's on the phone with her and she's not qualified, right? The sales training, it's like okay. As soon as she's like, I don't have a car or a job, she's probably not qualified to rent without somebody co-signing, right? And we will teach them how to ask, can your mom rent this for you, right, down the road? But now we're just teaching them, hey, you got to get off that call. All sales training, 100% sales training.
I'm going to send you an application, fill it out, thanks.
Yeah, fill out an application. Send the application. You got to fill out the application first, because we can't have you moving in and squatting like homeless people tend to do. So, anyways. Yeah.
But I think the key word that you said is like he wants to learn, and that's it. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes
for any of it.
But
always positive about it.
No, he's having fun. He was toting fucking refrigerators up and down stairs all day. I mean, this is a way better job than the one he did have. But at the same time, you know, he might not be as hungry as Braxton was coming in to own real estate and own rentals. That might not be the path he's going on, but he might be way hungrier than Braxton ever thought about over Braxton's bonus structure. As soon as he gets to where he can understand it.
Right.
You get what I mean? That might mean a lot to him. He might, I mean, he's making nothing now. You know, if he sticks with it making nothing, imagine getting a good bonus structure and then he starts understanding it. It's going to be like, man, this kid, he'll just sit in here all day once he gets good on the phones. But right now we're just sales training all day. We're just hammering with sales training. We're not teaching him a terminology in real estate. We're not teaching him anything about real estate. We're not dragging him outside and trying to get him to tell the difference between a 1958 slab house and a fucking 1980s brick build. You know what I mean? We're not asking him to do all that. We're just saying, hey, stick in the sales training. You get good enough to do this one thing, you'll be able to do anything in real estate. Don't worry about learning knob and tube wiring. You know what I mean? That'll come. Right now, you got to be able to talk to people. So, yeah, we've been on a pretty good rant here for a minute. But the point of this is we're not good coaches. Well, I mean me. Spoon will coach you up. Spoon, for 10 grand, will you make somebody a real estate investor, a successful real estate investor?
I don't know that I have the ability to do that. I don't know that I can clearly communicate
What would you
concepts
give me
to
for
people.
10 grand?
What?
Yeah.
What would you give me for 10 grand?
He wants to pay you 10 grand. What would you do for him?
I mean,
Not just real estate, like
is
overall.
it the
like,
stuff we talked
if I
about
pay-
earlier?
No. If I pay you 10 grand, what will you give me?
That's a weird question.
Think of a package. Present
Okay,
to
I'll get
Let
you a
me know.
package together.
Yeah,
Present it to you.
Don't be straw purchasing firearms.
I spent $50 on the show last week. Did you send me that email?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't believe you did.
It's in your email. I'll send it again.
Okay.
What, I don't remember. What happened?
When you were trying to tell him he couldn't sell his Instagram handle, and I bought it on the show.
Said you could sell it in a week. And he's like $50. It's sold.
I sent him the $50 that night. That was a screenshot I sent you.
So the transaction isn't complete though.
It isn't
it's
complete.
pending. It's pending.
Yeah, I haven't received mine.
Are you? What is it? What's your Instagram handle?
I have no idea.
The
what
real
it-
estate king.
King of Texas real estate.
There you go.
You're
I
the
want-
king of Texas real
I'm
estate.
gonna
Spoon?
be for sure as soon as I get that
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's in his email.
Oh, can we get him a king outfit?
The king of
Oh, like the
Texas
Burger
real
King one?
No, like a robe and a crown.
Oh, okay. I was thinking more like George
estate.
Strait, but yes.
I actually will. I'll go ahead and
What are you gonna make the password?
he'll love it.
Oh yeah, you better not say it on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I made sure to know those websites so that way. That
No,
can't
no,
ever come-
it's Instagram. They know it's the king of Texas real estate.
Yeah,
They'll go log into your stuff, and then they'll be the king of Texas real
that's
estate.
true.
You have lost out on $50. So,
Don't want that to happen.
anyways, we're gonna end this, guys. Like, subscribe, all that. We're out of here. We'll be dropping another Different Generations podcast here pretty soon. So stay tuned on the channel. Later.
This R2R live stream was brought to you by GBT Property Management. Thanks for watching, y'all.
If you like what you've seen here, find Braxton on Tinder and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just keep swiping. He's on there.